Hi, everybody.
Hey everyone, how are you? Welcome. Welcome to Tarot for Today.
Divine Dabblings with Oberon.
And me, Banshee. Welcome to our show, our tarot show. I vowed I would start this show off with some hot chocolate in hand. Sadly, the whipped cream has melted away, but there's still marshmallows in it. It's my last day off before I go back to work. So this is my final hurrah. Okay, so we've got Smiling Soul has also came in, and oh, I see right before her, Patton, the Intel Gamer. Welcome back, Patton.
Hello, everyone, and welcome.
I've got the list here, well in hand. Some of you made sure you got in early today. That's a good thing. And today I thought I would start out with, I don't know, I'm getting a little bit maybe international today or something. I've got, although this probably was produced American, this got a kind of an Indian motif to it. These cards are all about the god Ganesh, who is prosperity and abundance and good stuff. So I thought I'd draw a card for the group today. And actually, this card is all about concentration. So they're very beautiful cards. All of them are images of the god Ganesh with various sayings or words on them. Oh, and interestingly enough, isn't that like the Hermit card in a way? Contemplation. And also notice its number.
9.
Number 9, my favorite number. How did I pull that?
Well, now that I'm 64, I am officially a Beatles song, so I'm also welcome to say number 9, number 9. And you're really old like me if you know what that means.
Is there rum in that hot chocolate? No, Casey. The only thing I actually have in the house right now is a little bit of red wine and, of all things, Fireball whiskey, which I love to have around the holidays with apple cider. It's really a tasty treat. This is just pure unadulterated hot cocoa. I'm going to read a little bit quickly about number 9 here in concentration with Ganesha. And Ganesha is basically here to support with this message our ways to solve problems, inspire us with ways to solve problems. You can benefit from inventive forces if you can maintain your power and work with awareness and focus. Act consciously with the understanding that applied effort will get you what you want. Know what you are doing and why you are doing it. The need to be focused on a single objective or purpose at this time. This is what the card says we need to do. We're asked to channel all of our energy, tools, and wherewithal towards this one goal. Commit to the task and eliminate distractions that will take your attention away from what you are trying to realize. Take the time to research other avenues or possible solutions. Keep a practical approach and work at a steady pace. Remain as objective as possible and consider how you can better interact with people in your life. It's important to treat others the way you would like to be treated. So this deck is called Whispers of the Lord Ganesha, and it's by Angela Hartfield, and it came out not that long ago, I believe. I just want to double check, 2016, and it's Blue Angel Publishing Company.
And we need to work on our possible hand signals or things because these, while you've been busy reading,
I
these
see
two
people have
have
come
been
in.
enacting out a drama. No, I'm talking about our cats.
Oh, our cats?
That could have resulted in them knocking over something. I was watching this one right here. She was threatening to leap up there by the light.
I would say
rod.
while I was talking, you could have got up and made a what do you call it, a stand against the infernal interloper cats.
I needed to know what they were going to do, and it was really hard.
Okay, so I think, let's see, we have got at least one new person here. We've got Esoterics. Hey, Esoteric Tarot, how are you? Good to see you here today.
Howdy doody indeed.
So this is the list I have so far. So if you are not on it, let us know and we're going to get started. We're going to talk about the decks we're going to use and get right into it today. So maybe we'll have time along the way to chat as we go. Ave Maria was first, Balkis Miracle second, Libra Cuspis third, KC is fourth, Patton is fifth. Then we have Smiling Soul and Esoterics. Did I miss anybody?
I don't think you have.
Speak now.
Okay, one of the decks I'm going to be using is the Adrian Tarot. And this is kind of a futuristic tarot. I think you gave this to me because it was too much for you.
Well, it was. That's right. I did gift him with that deck. I thought it would be more appropriate for you.
It's
I
got
just
some
felt
kind
it.
of possibly computer-enhanced artwork or photos. And it's really nice, but it is a little bit different. But I'm going to try to use that today. I'm also going to be using my Rider-Waite, which we used to use for a while there, and then I hadn't used it a whole lot. And then I have a couple other decks. This one I've used before, too. This is the Navigator of the Mystic Sea Tarot. And they're kind of maybe ceremonial-ish in a way. They have a lot of different colors and things.
How many decks did you bring out, Mr. O?
Are you jealous?
Well, I did. I brought some decks down, but I didn't bring them all out for today.
I see. And then maybe I might also use my Legend, the Arthurian Tarot deck. Yeah, you are, Patton.
Yeah. So I would say, well, also, one of the things I did during my time off is arrange a little room down here so I could have some shelves devoted to bringing more decks down. So, we'll be switching off and on with various decks.
Hi, Claudia.
Oh, Claudia's arrived. I don't see that. I see my thing didn't go up. Oh,
Go ahead,
goodness.
Ave. Post your
there's
question.
more than Claudia. Hold on.
Ah, okay.
Let me get all the people. There's Lara Larab, I think.
It might be a capital I.
I don't know. Yeah, Eunice. All right, I've got that on the list. Where is Claudia? Okay, Claudia came in after that.
Yes.
Got Claudia on the list. I think we've got everybody. So I'm going to run through my few lists quickly. I am using, again, the After Tarot, which I like to use last couple times I was reading. That one is by Corinne Kenner and Pietro Aligo. I think did and Giuliana Francesca Massaglia did the art. Is this a Low Scarabeo deck? How did I guess? It sure is. And it's from fairly recently. The other deck I decided to use today is my Lo Scarabeo deck. It's with Italian artists and authors. It's my manga, tarot manga. So this is a really cool deck, and I think we'll enjoy some of the artwork we see on this one as well. So, and then I am using the Lenormand by Ciro Marchetti, the expanded version again. I want to try to get used to using the deck with the extra cards. I won't be using that deck when I do a grand tableau, though, because there's really no houses for those extra cards. Perhaps he will come up with a cloth for that someday and include them. Okay. Are we ready to go?
Yep.
Okay. First is Ave. And what was Ave's? Oh, I see we've got Angel Destiny has arrived as well. After Ave Maria's reading, we'll go over the list again, everybody.
Patton is kind of keeping the list there for us in a way, so that's kind of neat.
Oh, okay.
Right there at the bottom.
I see it.
Ave said that they posted
Thank
a
you,
question,
Patton.
but I'm not seeing that question, so Ave, go ahead and ask us again if you don't mind.
I'm going to take a look for it, Ave.
I looked for it myself, and
I've got it. Will I meet new good person during January and February?
Oh, there it is. You're right.
When will I find a long-lasting relationship? I'm Capricorn. I'm single. Okay. Shafak. Okay.
Whose deck are we using?
You want to use my mango?
Sure,
my
that's
manga?
fine.
I'm sorry, mango. I'm thinking of the fruit now instead of the art. I also love the back of these decks. I'll show those to you in a moment, or this deck.
And Sassy the kitty has joined us.
Yes, welcome to one of our other cats today.
Pretty girl. That's right, you are the pretty girl.
Yes, she is. Here you go, Mr. Oh. So we are looking at new person in January and February. That's one. Or when a long-term relationship will come. So let's see what we get. Do we want to...
Cutting.
Okay. Think about how we want to do this. Do we want to do... I want to throw a couple cards.
Okay.
Actually, I want to throw 4.
All right.
Are they all reversed?
Sadly, it seems
Well,
that
sadly,
way.
not all of my cards are reversed, so...
So first we have the King of Swords. We have the Sun. This is also reversed. We have the 8. Is that coins?
Should say, because they do say on your pentacles. Yeah, it says pentacles.
Sorry, you know, my new glasses.
Ah.
Used to it. And then it looks like the Moon. So that's kind of interesting because we have the Sun and the Moon, but both reversed. And then we have those other 2 cards. I'll let you go ahead first.
Oh, thanks for that. Well, I would say one of the, somebody you're likely to meet is somebody who's rather critical and, I don't know, they may have a little bit of a cruel or cutting streak to them in some way. I just feel that that person is not positive. So looking in your immediate, and what is this card here? Is this another?
It's
Oh,
the
it's
Moon.
Moon. Okay. And it seems to me that so January and February, to me it looks like Ave is off to kind of a disappointing start with the Sun reversed. I think that there are delays to meeting Mr. Right. It's still not the right time, it looks like to me, because also we have the 8 of Pentacles reversed. This may indicate to me that you yourself may have to do a little bit more in order to attract that right person to you. You may have to work in some way harder at this. And by that, I mean, maybe make yourself more attractive to the right person. Whatever that means and whatever that takes, that's not necessarily physically. That could be, being a more spiritual person. Whatever it takes to attract the person you're trying to attract, you may have to work harder on. And then finally, the Moon reversed it seems to me that something is going to be revealed to you. Uh-oh, we almost have a cat fight. There we go. Sassy did not like the intrusion on space. So what do you say, Mr. O? I don't want to hog. You should go right
okay,
ahead.
That's good to know.
Sorry. I was on a little roll there. I was kind of on a little
They're
roll.
not the only cats here. No, what's going on here is that to some degree, I don't think much is happening in January for you, if that was the general question as I understood it. And I sort of get the feeling like you're just not going to be in the right places or situations. Like circumstances going to keep you busy. Maybe you'll be asked to work longer hours and not be able to go to a particular party or situation. I'm just feeling that too, and that in general, it's kind of like what Banshee was saying too. Like I'm seeing the opportunity for you maybe to be involved with something else, an extracurricular activity that is of interest to you, but isn't going to really put you in availability for meeting people. I'm just sort of seeing like it's not as likely possible. You know what? I'm seeing a course correction in some equipment that we have to take immediately. Something is not looking stable, so I'm going to put on the technical difficulties for a moment and mute us, but we'll be right back.
Sorry about the delay.
The tripod was actually off kilter a little bit, and I wanted to stabilize it so that it didn't come crashing down. I'm not sure if that was one of the cats, but they are a convenient thing to blame.
Yes. All right. Sorry about that. So did you get through what you needed to
I
say?
think pretty much I did. I
gonna
think
do
that the
some
moon does
Lenormand.
show a prospect that maybe towards the end of the month, something tantalizing comes up. Like maybe it's a social situation where somebody hints to you about the availability of somebody, but I'm thinking that's later in the month, and so it might be something that could play out at some other time.
I'm thinking you might have to ask this question again after February Ave because the first card I drew was the mice, and then the second card I drew was the sun. And to me, the first impression I got over this is that, if there's any meeting at all, it may not pan out to be what you're looking for because it shows very limited success. I also think it means that, it's just not the time right now for you to, find the person that you're looking for, according
Yeah,
to
I
this.
actually think that
Success is still future.
the prospects right now are not that good. There seems to be a factor of maybe somebody you might run into would appear to be interesting, but they're probably really needy, and you don't want to really have that kind of attachment to you. I'm thinking it's just worth your while to wait maybe a little bit more beyond this next month.
I hope that helps. And, I wish I had a better answer, but it's not, it's not a negative answer. It's just saying, not yet, not now. And, sometimes the universe operates on its own time, and it's best not to push it because, you may get involved in something you might regret later. So hang in there. And I just wanted to show the back of my manga deck cards here. I really like that. That's kind of cool. Very nice.
Those are a nice deck.
Yeah, I think this deck is from 2006 when I was looking at it. So, Ave, we're done with you, and I think Balkis is next. So, Balkis, you are up.
And we'll keep it with your deck, I guess, if you want.
The manga deck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this
We'll
is
use
sort
it
of a
again.
yes or no. Will I go to live abroad in 2020?
2020. Let's try it. Let's give it a shot. Okay, Balkis. That's really funny. If I was a bit younger, somebody posted something on Twitter about a librarian job in a library in Great Britain, and I was like, oh, and they were looking for somebody with background in cataloging, which is what I do. And I thought, oh, yeah, if I was only a bit younger and not so close to retiring, oh, it'd be an awesome opportunity. That library looked very cool, by the way. All right. You can, Libra Cusp, you can ask that question. We can try to answer it, but, you'll have to take it with the grain of salt. The tarot may or may not have the knowledge on that. We can always give a question like that a shot. Absolutely.
Well, we have a friend who recently found out something more about the father that she never knew. It's a real long story, but it was one of those situations where her father and her mother never were able to marry. And she went to a particularly stunningly good reader in the Detroit area, Kevin. I won't say his last name, but he was a reader in Detroit area many years ago, and he had always told her, because she always asked, do you see my father? And he told her that her father was on the other side. And then recently, within this last year, she actually had some actual confirmation that her biological father was indeed dead for many years. Okay. So this is our yes or no for Balkis. Will they go to live abroad? Well, it looks like a fairly positive yes.
It does. It's interesting that we got the Temperance card, which is water, maybe traveling across, the water. But it is reversed. So it's saying to me that, the trip may have its moments of disruption, or maybe where you just don't feel completely like you're feeling great, that there's going to be some down moments on the trip. Just try to maintain your balance. And, of course, there's probably time changes and various things that you may have to consider as well. But I think it looks like it could very well happen.
I think so too. I think that the only other thing that I get from the Temperance reverse card is that it's going to be kind of like a little bit of an adjustment period, getting used to the new surroundings, but that basically most things will be pleasing. You'll just have to fine tune things a little bit more for your taste, coming from a different country, possible cultural or language, differences, things like that.
Oh, you're right. Let's see. Well, you're done, Ave. We did finish with you.
And
we're on Balkis right now.
Right, we're on Balkis, who was our second, and Libra Cusp is next.
All right, let's see what we get here.
Patton is keeping our list for us. That is very nice.
Okay, so we have the tree.
Only if we go through the list and we have extra time.
And we have the star. And I'll tell you what, it looks to me as though this is going to be very good for you. It is going to uplift your spirit for the most part to go away and abroad. This looks very positive. It almost looks as though, you might even feel like setting down roots somewhere else.
Is that a star?
Yes.
Yeah. I see there's a sense of destiny involved in this, and that maybe this is in a sense coming home for you if it works out, or at least you want to feel that way in your heart. It has a strong resonance to move to perhaps this particular location. So good luck.
Yep. So that's what we have for you today, Balkis. And Libra Cusp wants a general reading. I saw that. So after Libra Cusp, I have KC, Patton, Smiling Soul, Esoterics, Larabe, I hope I'm saying that right, Claudia, and Angel.
You're welcome, Balkis.
Well, good luck, and I hope it works out if that's what you want to do. Absolutely. All right, so let's see. We've got Libra Cusp and a general. Do you want to use your writer?
I have my writer, wait.
I'm going to pull out my After Tarot for the next one. Okay, so let's see.
Hello there, little one. Little Tootie. Aww.
Well, we've had a crazy week, and of course, there's things going on in the U.S., and for some time now, we've been talking about doing a reading for the year ahead, just an outlook of what's going on in the U.S., nothing outwardly political. We just want to see what the cards are going to show us, and so we think we will be doing a video about that pretty soon in the near future. I will just have to see what that has to say with everything going on right now. I'm not going to make any comments thereof, because when I do the reading, I want to try to do it as objectively as possible. All right, did I cut?
You cut.
4 cards? Or 3 cards? Sorry.
Mm-hmm. The Hanged Man reversed.
Okay.
The 5 of Coins reversed.
I love this. Put that one out. I got to answer a question.
And the 6 of Swords reversed.
Brexit, we already did like 5 videos on Brexit, Claudia. You could look those up. We did it up to the point of the British election. We have not done anything since that election in December. We're letting things kind of run its course on it. And right now, I think we do want to kind of focus on the U.S. a little bit because we haven't.
Yeah, they're on the YouTube channel, Claudia, and Collectively, these 5 videos have collectively over 1,000 views
It's
and
crazy.
a number of comments, not many comments, but a number of likes and some comments. I believe Patton, of course, is somebody from the UK who has
Yeah,
seen
he's been commenting
our,
here.
our Brexit videos.
Yep.
Okay, so back to
Yeah, let's go back to Libra
Libra.
Cusp, your general reading. So it looks to me like right now, I think is a real focus on the self. It looks like to me that, with the, I'm kind of going to take these all together as a whole when I read them, Libra, because I'm looking at this right here, the Six of Swords reversed, and I'm seeing not a lot of movement or activity. There might be some stagnation right now, and it's maybe because you are kind of in a healing mode of some sort, or recovery mode of some sort, whether it's financial, whether it's in relationships, whether it's with your health.
I'm not sure it's acceptance. I mean, never mind. Go on. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought it was a comment you were responding to. Okay. And I think that it's really about, maybe now is a time to focus on yourself rather than others. There's a time to give and there's a time to take care of yourself. And this is my sense anyway, that it might be that time for you.
Well, I think another thing that we could consider too is that I think partially these cards are telling me that you have an acceptance of something depressing or not good conditions that have passed, that they've gotten better, but they haven't gotten completely better. You kind of feel you know what is the other work you need to do to heal, but you're not feeling quite as clearly about your commitment to doing that. You may be feeling in your mind you can rationalize what you do have without putting more extra effort. And that to me is coming from the Hangman reverse, that maybe it's saying you're not sure you want to give up more, you want to do more in this regard. But at the same time, there is sort of the sense that you do feel more or less some of your worst conditions or situations have passed and you're just not exactly where you were before.
I can see that as well.
Okay. So now we're going to do a Lenormand.
I'm going to do your Lenormand. And Casey, I guess Patton's just here to remind you you're next after this. We're almost there.
We appreciate you doing that, Patton, but there is no reward.
At least at this point.
No, we're just teasing.
We do appreciate
I
it.
just being my cynical Scorpio self.
I think it's awesome that you're helping us in that regard. Our ex-producer checks in on us from time to time, but he doesn't want to be the job of being our full-time moderator, really.
Libra, that's a thing that for a lot of people, and it may just be particularly difficult at this time of year too, in my opinion, because a lot of times the time of the new year, depending culturally, is a time for reevaluation, and so sometimes we do beat up on ourselves a little bit. So, try to lighten up.
Well, Libra,
For
this is my advice based on what I just saw with the Lenormand here. I pulled this wishing well, and I pulled the coffin, and to me, what I immediately got, and I looked up at what you were saying in the chat as I was thinking it, and seriously, how did I pull this? Because basically what it's telling me is really, if you want things to go better, if you want your luck and your outlook and your prospects to improve, you want your health to improve, you have to let something go. You have to be able to let something go and move on. That's what I'm seeing here now that I've pulled these cards.
Right. Well, to me, this is saying like your wish is out there, but you have to move beyond something else. You have to let something else die or be gone
In order
or
to attain what you
transform.
want.
Because often, too, maybe more so from the tarot perspective, the coffin card, the death card, is about transforming yourself. So it also just tells me, too, that these abilities are in yourself as they are in all of us, and that we just have to remember that from time to time and remember who we are. Okay.
Oh, you're getting really dramatic
That was your
here.
moment of deepness.
That was our moment of drama for the live stream.
I'm thinking of that song by...
Well, Libra, I hope that's something that you can work with and think about. And thanks for stopping by. And like I said, everybody, maybe we can have some fun later. If we don't get a lot of people today and we get through our readings, we'll see. Maybe we'll open it up for some tarot together or something like that.
Yes, and
shall see.
speaking of that, Tarot Together,
Okay, Casey, you are up. You can write your question while he's talking.
we're going to be doing Tarot Together live at the Witches Night Out in Ann Arbor at the Crazy Eye bookstore.
Crazy Eye?
Crazy Eye. I got a crazy eye. Crazy Wisdom. I'm sorry.
Oh, I love that.
Maybe there was something in the cocoa.
There was not. He's totally on his own, unless he spiked his. That is funny.
Witches
Crazy
Night
Wisdom
Out,
Bookstore.
It's Crazy Wisdom.
It's an
Witches Night
awesome
Out
bookstore.
is at occasional Tuesdays. I think it's first Tuesday of the month. And it's just a very loose-lit, informal gathering of folks who share things. And we've been there before, but they invited us to come back and do a presentation. And we thought, let's work up the tarot together because we've done it live here with people. And we thought different people said it was fun, and we thought it was fun. We'd like to try it now with a crowd of folks and see how that works for us. So
Here, you're supposed to shuffle.
yes, I am. So that's coming up the first Tuesday of February, whenever that is. And
Okay, Case got his question, Casey.
Alrighty.
Popped up in his dreams, a guy, a few times in the last couple of months. I think he has a message for me, but he hasn't been very forthcoming. Can the cards elucidate? Well, let's just see. So let's throw some cards and see what they say about this dream. Crazy Wisdom Bookstore. I've gotten so many decks from them.
They are a fabulous
And
bookstore.
books,
They have
they
so
are
much
fabulous.
self-help,
They have
mystical,
a tea room.
all kinds of subjects.
They have a tea room. They have a little other room where they have special events, rituals, or discussions, etc. Really wonderful place. Great community there. All right. Whoa. Whoa, Casey. I don't know what to say here. First off, you've got a queen. You've got the Queen of Cups. Second off, you have the Three of Wands. And third, you have the Knight of Pentacles.
Do you happen to know if Stephen is a Scorpio?
Or water.
I just feel
Or are
that.
you
'Cause
thinking,
is that an eagle? What is that?
It looks like an eagle or falcon
Yeah,
to me,
see,
I
in
think.
this tarot, there's an eagle
That's the after
flying
tarot.
over the person that is possibly you waiting for something to happen. And to me, doesn't the Knight of Cups in this deck look a little bit more like Pentacles? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Pentacles, yeah.
Look a little bit more like the Page of Pentacles, holding
Well,
the thing.
A
in the
little
thing?
bit. That is interesting, but it's like, so now he's on the horse and he has moved up a stage. The page has matured. But it looks to me as though something may be brewing here of a romantic nature. That's my immediate thought. And what do you say about the three? I mean, the three is kind of a coming together card of a
Well, that's why I
sort.
think it's a Scorpio.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Chances are he is. I am drawn to Scorpio men. Okay.
Who is it?
Scorpio speaking, of course.
But the Queen of Cups, I guess, is what you're talking about in terms of
Yeah. Something emotional,
sensuality
something.
of emotional encounter here.
Mm-hmm.
Easy on the eyes, pleasant on the emotions.
Somebody who seems rather common sense and practical. I think very, very solid head on his shoulders.
Yeah, there's a lot of water around her in this particular rendition. She's on her own little mini island.
So we have two watery kind. Well, I don't know. You know, it could be earth influence as well, maybe.
Well, to me, the Knight of Pentacles represents something of perseverance.
There was
of its
water in
own.
the dream.
Right, I saw that.
Oh.
It just represents something. Oh, you're pulling those.
I've got the decision card. And I have the bouquet. And so to me, it seems like, I think making the right decision here will bring you happiness. This could be a fateful meeting of some sort. Maybe this person is going to come into your path.
They are coming.
They
I
are
feel that's
coming,
what
I think.
The Knight of Coins is too.
It's kind of what I'm getting from this. This is usually a card of which path to choose. So I guess too, if there's more than one person you're thinking about, that might play into this. But
Yeah.
I am thinking because the path card is there and the gift, it's sort of like this is going to be something coming onto your path that's going to be really good for you.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it doesn't necessarily say that this is the total thing that will happen and be forever or something, but it looks like this is moving towards that, so there is some interaction here.
So this dream might be significant. I would definitely think about the implications here and where this is coming from.
Scorpio.
Scorpio.
Tell me if he is. I want to know.
So that's what we have for
called
you,
it.
KC. Thanks for joining us again, as always. We love you here.
Patton's next.
Patton is next. Hey, Patton, our gatekeeper today, about the family secret. Get a general reading on it with some sort of time scale. Well,
You're welcome.
you're welcome, KC. What do you mean by time scale? Like when the family secret is going to be revealed to you? Is
Or
that
how
what?
long it's been a secret, how long it's been going on.
Yeah, I would like a little clarification on that, Patton.
Are we talking epic drama?
Oh, everything about everybody's lives is epic drama. Who doesn't have epic drama in their lives?
Well, there were certainly family secrets in my families. We found out some of those.
Yes, and how
recently.
long it has been going on. Okay, so there is a family secret. You know how long it's been going on. You just want to know when they're really going to come out with it.
Sounds very interesting.
Well, it's kind of like too when you have some psychic intuitive abilities and you end up figuring out for yourself and you're waiting for that shoe to drop sometimes, which is a situation I was in not too long ago. I mean, I knew for months something was going to happen and it was kind of killing me. But sometimes you just have to let it go and understand that the knowledge is there for a reason.
So 3 cards might work good because I think what they're indicating is that...
Oh, do you have to shuffle?
I think I did already.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
I think what they're indicating is that they don't know what the secret is, so they want to know what the
Yes.
secret is, when it is coming out, and how long it's been going on, or those in some sense of the order.
Yeah. All right.
Oh dear. Somebody would want it to be buried forever or to not move on it.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
There's opposition to the knowledge of this. Somebody is sort of content to keep it where it is right now. That's the 7 of coins, in a way.
Kind of keep it buried, kind
Or
of
just keep it...
worried about perhaps the ramifications of it being out in the open.
And you're just exposed against the 7 of Wands reversed.
Wow, we just had that card in our tarot for tomorrow,
Which
as a
is
matter of
saying
fact.
that maybe somebody who is trying to bring this secret out is having their wings clipped somehow, or they're being messed with, or they're being delayed, or they're getting a runaround of some sort.
I think this has been buried for a while, or it might have been going on for a while. I was thinking one of the questions is how long has this been going on?
Is it about some sort of relationship from ages in the past that would be viewed as something bad, like maybe somebody married somebody's first cousin or something, like that, and it's the family scandal that there's more of an incestuous relationship going on?
Well, or some kind of relationship.
Inappropriate
of
love or
some
romantic
sort.
relationship.
Well, it does seem like it's it does seem like it's...
Can you briefly sum up what I said and or add your own stuff?
Oh, we have to
Okay,
start the
nothing like
reading
that, you
again?
say? Nothing like that. Okay. Well, the idea
okay.
really was that there's some opposition to this coming out because it looks like somebody really wants it to sort of rot on the vine or just sit there and not be out in the open. And then the other part is that somebody maybe who has tried to bring it out, they're sort of having their I think of this as their wings being clipped or
Right.
nipped in
I
the
know
bud.
what you're saying. Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody is really not happy about this.
Trying to stop it.
Yeah. And there's emotions involved in some way.
Okay, so maybe it's not about an emotional relationship, but it is an emotional thing. It's picking at a lot of people's emotions.
Yeah, and I'm just getting the feeling that it may have been going on for, I don't know. I'm looking at some of these cards, the water and the wands, and I'm not so sure. I'm getting a clear timetable on it here. How long do you think it's been going on, Mr. O? I'm going to run and grab something real quick. You do not have to put the technical difficulties up.
Well, I feel like it's a matter of seasons, as in many seasons, several years at least. I don't know. I'm not really. I'm thinking it's a while, but I don't want to say it's like hundreds of years old or decades
Yeah, I'm going
old.
to say that I don't think it's been for super long. The wands and cups aren't like really indicating a long time frame.
But this does.
But that does. The Pentacles could say a year or more. So were you looking at that as like the first card? When? What was your...
Well, I kind of go with a more intuitive format, so I'm not really linking them exactly to the questions or concepts we did, but what those properties are. This tells me somebody is just sort of
Okay.
letting it stay there hidden. This tells me somebody's trying to stop it, and this tells me that it's really emotional.
So I'm going to see if I can get a more of a time frame thing or some other information from the Lenormand then to see if we can.
Yeah, they're smiling. So there's sort of a secret like that in my family too. Like I have an aunt who believes she's not really my aunt. She believes she's my cousin once removed or something. That she thinks that her aunt adopted her from another aunt. I don't know. It's really kooky.
So apparently we had a big skip or glitch. Did you notice anything on there?
I didn't notice that,
Okay.
but yeah, if other people noticed it, they might want to mention it. I noticed on one of the last couple of streaming lives that there's a certain indicator that did look like maybe it was skipping, but I haven't seen that here now, so I don't know. Yeah, it may be playing differently for different people too, depending on their service or something. Thanks, Casey.
I think there may be something more like, at least a year or more involved, I'm going to say. I'm just going to go out and say that. I'm not getting a real time frame from the Lenormand I pulled either, but I did get one of his newer Lenormand additional cards in the Lenormand, the dice, and I also got the fox. And what this is saying to me is somebody has been taking some big risks here, either with what they did, what this secret is about. And, it coming to the surface now is also making them feel very vulnerable. So this person has been very crafty in trying to keep, or people have been trying to keep this a secret.
Are you sure that even if it's not about an actual relationship or something, weird, that it isn't about somebody's broken heart? Because I just decided to let the words resonate with me, and I pulled the reversed Ace of Hearts, and I'm just wondering if somebody really has a hurt heart from whatever this was.
Well, it's interesting you said 30 years ago because, of course, one of these cards has 39 on it. So I never look at them as years per se, but I think that is kind of interesting. And that's all I really have for you, Patton. I think that there's clearly some reason this was covered up so deeply.
Yeah, it might be the kind of thing that just really can't get a beat on it because it's really buried behind people's shielding. People can shield some things and possibly keep their minds from being read or whatever.
Look at her. Sorry. Just my cat break. That's the best we can do for you today, Patton. I hope that helped a little bit. And you know what? Feel free to ask again. Come up with another question regarding this issue and topic.
Maybe we'll be more psychic.
And we'll explore it further. Well, and the thing is, we're only offering free very short readings. We're not getting in depth because, of course, we're going to make a business of this someday and in the near future. And the thing is that, we're still going to offer free readings, but for more in depth kind of dabbling and trying to get at the heart of it, we may have to go deeper for some of these questions. So just keep that in mind. Not trying to sell bigger readings to anybody, but there's only so much we're going to be able to tell in 3 cards. So you may want to rephrase and ask the question at a later time.
And I can totally appreciate this because more and more as I moved from my young adulthood into my somewhat more mature adulthood, what I found was that there were a lot of weird things about my family and certain dealings too. And it kind of opened up a whole world for me too, because I found out that there was really was some criminalistic behavior going on in my family on my father's side, and I'm still kind of dealing with some of that. It'll probably be written about in a book someday.
I would just say, Patton, if you are going to look into it, be careful with it because there's some people that just don't want that to reach light day. I'm not going to say like there's going to be a mob hit or something. I'm just saying, you may just want to be careful that you're not going to ruffle feathers in how you do this. Because the cards were kind of about that, it being very under the table kind of thing.
Yeah, it does sound that way because that's why it's a secret.
All right, so we're going to move on. And we're going to go to Smiling Soul, who is next on my list. And then Esoterics, Larabe, and Claudia, and Angel. And then we'll see what time we have left to do some stuff. It's only 2:46 here, so we're moving right along today. Smiling Soul would like a general reading. You know what? I want to use my nice manga tarot, so peaceful and calm and zen-like. Sassy Cam. So people who follow me on Twitter know I share a lot of cat memes. I love cats and some of their behavior antics. So when I see some good ones or just some awfully adorable ones and I'm in that mood that I need, for example, a meme from Emergency Kittens because, everybody sometimes needs a dose of kitten cuteness in their day. I'll share them. And by the way, I have just hit 191, I believe, followers on Twitter. I am like through the moon on this and so happy. So thank everybody for subscribing to my Twitter, for following me on Twitter. And I'm saying me because I'm usually the one talking on Twitter, but Mr. O gets some things in there from time to time as well.
It reminds me of that classic movie that's been done several times now, A Star is Born, and it's about how the older fading, personality has to make way for the younger one, taking their place. Only in our case, it would probably be called A Star is Boring.
Boring. Oh, you're so mean to us. How come no beanie today, Mr. O? I thought you were going to wear one.
I couldn't find the green one.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to wear the green one.
Well, I believe the moon is still in Taurus today, so I understand we're in green. Earthy.
All about Eve. Well, you know what they say, you're never alone with a schizophrenic.
Oh, that's just not right. All right. I have 3 cards for you, Smiling Soul. I have a King of Pentacles, and he's upright. I have the 5 of Swords, upright. And I have the 7 of Pentacles, reversed.
How interesting. Because that came up last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, do you want me to go first? Well, I think that you've been trying to possibly get this meeting with somebody that's maybe higher caliber that you can, converse about some of your ideas for programming or things like that. And I think that you are vibrating to that in the near future because I believe there's some situation maybe where you'll be able to do that. maybe amongst a group of people, or some sort of contestant kind of thing where you're trying out for that. Maybe the Five of Swords does seem to look like there's just so much competition or cutthroat behavior, and I also wonder too if it's not really applying to somebody that's more of a celebrity. Maybe it's applying also to your dealings with people who are more management minded, maybe people who are working with some of the financial concerns you might be having. So it is looking like there is a little bit of a iffy come back and forth nature going on with that. Do you want to jump in at this point?
Hi, Tariq. I've added you to the list, so we will let you know where you are on the list
Tariq.
in just a little bit. We're in the middle of a reading right now. Yeah, I do want to jump in. I'm looking at this King of Pentacles, Smiling
Thank you,
Soul.
Patton.
And I'm wondering if this isn't, like he talked about maybe somebody helping you with your projects or whatever. Whoever this person is, it looks like that could help you financially in some way. Whether this is a banker or a loan officer, or maybe some money person or somebody who could help you finance certain efforts. It sounds like maybe there's
Yeah.
some financial support coming.
Yeah, it's
That's
more
kind
like
of what
that.
I'm getting there. I like what you said about that. I'm not really sure I have anything to add about the Five of Swords other than, there is a lot of cutthroat behavior out there, and people not out for, they're out for themselves. They're looking what they can get out of it, as opposed to your well-being. Is what I want to say there. And then we have this is the Seven of Pentacles reversed. The Seven of Pentacles reversed is kind of, I think, a card where,
You kind of have to seize the moment. I'm
Yeah.
thinking that this is saying that pretty much you're going to have as much of your ducks in a row as you can manage for this situation.
and there may be some delays you may have to face.
That's possible, but I think you're just going to kind of have to put your foot out there and do it, because if you wait too long, you may miss that opportunity. There may be a missed opportunity.
All right, so let me see.
So patience is not necessarily going to work for you. You might have to just work smarter and faster when you can.
Well, one thing that's happened to you generally right now, and I don't know if this has to do with this situation or not, but there is the book, and then I got a building. And the building is like, can be an institution, a governmental institution. It can be education. It can be a hospital or healthcare center. It seems to me that you're going to be finding out news from some type of institution that probably will be to your benefit, something at any rate that you need to know.
Can we think about any of this in terms also too, because I know you recently mentioned about the procedure you're having. Are you still having that? Have you had that? Do you know more about that? Because I'm also wondering too, if with the Lenormands, it is drawing my attention back to that. And I'm wondering that just you are going to get some answers about what some of that was about too. So what I'm looking at here is also too that just basically you're probably going to get information about what you need to do
On the 21st.
Okay, but what I'm thinking now too is that maybe what you're going to find out is you're going to get some information about some things you're going to need to do. Like maybe you're going to have to do more to work on your health, and somebody's going to outline that for you. That's what the book is telling me, I think.
To me, excuse me. I'm going to deviate a little bit from Mr. O, because to me, when we do general readings, if it's a general, broad reading, I think it could be talking about more than one thing. So
Okay.
I am thinking that these might be separate issues, but like he said, they could all tie together as well. I can see that as well. So keep an open mind on that. That's what I think. Anything else?
No.
Do you want to argue?
I would lose.
That's the spirit. No, we Aries, we like a
Well,
fight.
you need to find out those answers, so try not to be afraid.
Yeah.
And we'll talk before then.
Yeah, absolutely. Hang in there, and there's still some weeks before that, and we'll see what the cards are showing for you, Smiling Soul. But this did not look bad at all.
No, it actually looks pretty good.
I think so.
A
So
lot
hang in
about
there.
timing too, though, so.
Okay, I'm going to go through the list and oh, I know what you're talking about, Smiling Soul. And good luck with that. Maybe next time we should ask another more specific question on that. Hey, Esoterics, are you with us? You are next on the list. And then we have, I think it's Larabe Eunice, Claudia, Angel, and Tariq. So it's not too long from now, Tariq. We'll be able to get to you. We've got 4 people in front of you.
Okay, and just a real quick reminder that we have a daily reading on Facebook and Twitter. Those are posted nightly, and they're for the next day. And welcome, Esoterics, again. General, alrighty.
Do you want to use this one, or do you want to use some?
Let me switch to one of my other ones.
Okay.
I want to try this Adrian deck because, like I said,
okay.
It's kind of futuristic. Whoops, I don't have the card camp set up. There we go. And new agey in a way, too. So let's do that.
Let's give it a shot.
We'll see, Smiling. So if we could do another question, we may have more time, so that may work out.
Yep, we will see. It's now almost going on the hour, and we have 4 people after Esoterics, so we'll see how it goes.
We don't get a lot of joiners, that may be likely.
We may get somebody else joining us. This is true. We like to get as many new people, that come in as possible. And it's great. It's just so appreciative of everybody spending their Sunday afternoons with us. Hey, Sleepy. So, Mr. O, are you working any Sundays this month?
No, I'm only working a Saturday.
So we have no disruption in our Sunday schedule this month. We'll be doing our usual 2 to 4 p.m. every Sunday in January. You may have noticed, excuse me, recently, Mr. O put something up for subscribers, and so we're hoping to use that space in the future for
our updates,
schedule updates. Like maybe at the beginning of a month, he can post a video that will say, on Sunday such and such, we will be streaming later, so that you guys can plan for it. Okay.
Yes, I'm very happy to not work a Sunday this month.
But he is working next Saturday.
Yeah, it's next Saturday. Oh, well. Okay, so we were doing the general, right?
Yes. Now, I'm not familiar with this deck, so you're going to have to tell me. So that's Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, 4 of Pence. So this is similar to old school decks, and there's not a lot of imagery with the...
I know.
Interesting. Okay.
But there's a way of laying them out so that these other patterns kind of create another pattern.
And there are terms on each one, which is interesting too. There's a word on each card.
Yes.
So 6 of Pentacles says, of course, generosity. The 4 of Pentacles says... Power. And the Magician just says the Magician. We will, of course, go over that with you. Do you want to start with your deck? I'll let you go.
Well, I think that this means that somehow the root part of finding your power, your personal space, is through your generosity, and that's how you enact your will and your creativity and spread that around, is by being able to show that, to give of yourself. And of course, because you do that, things will most likely come back to you. I sort of feel like this is going to be a really creative time for you in the next few weeks. And that although we saw the generosity there of the 6 of Pentacles, and we see in this deck, the 4 of Pentacles is called power, we also know too that the 4 of Pentacles is also about materialistic things too. So to me, I'm thinking this is more the new agey thing about that. So it's just sort of pulling those together. Those are poles of resonance for you, if you will, esoterics, alternating between trying to materialize for yourself, but also being able to give to others too. And the Magician is, of course, the most powerful part of that reading, I think.
Agreed. I think that, the 2 cards are so interesting because they have, they're different energies for sure, where one is giving of yourself and one is kind of holding things, holding things in or keeping things to yourself. And I feel like there's going to be that kind of push pull for you, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. You have to realize that, there may be many things that you want to give to people and do for people, but sometimes you do need to keep some things for yourself and hold some of that back for yourself because you need it too. So I feel that, the Magician is the card here that is, like he said, the power card, in that you're going to be able to know, how to wield the power when you need to wield it, and how you need to wield your influence or your generosity, even in giving of your time to others. You're going to find that balance because you really do have all the tools in place to do so. It's just a matter of achieving it and recognizing that, I think, because I think it's there.
I do too, and I think that this is basically a saying that this is your power is a dual-fold aspect of being able to pull in and to give forth, and that's your parameter, at least in this next period of time. And the reality is that maybe it's not meaning like you're going to generate incredible wealth, but maybe we have to look at wealth on the terms of other aspects than just materialism. So there you go.
Yep. And thank you, Tariq. I appreciate that. I'm assuming you're talking about my hair. And this cat is adorable. She's taking center stage today. Our boy is letting her, I guess. So that's good.
He disappeared.
Yeah. All right, we're going to draw a couple Lenormand for you, E.T., and see what they have to say. I think right now this is a very positive sign for a general reading, E.T. The first card I drew for you was the Clover. And the second card I drew for you was the Anchor. And, gee, I don't know about you, but when I look at this, I'm kind of thinking that this is saying that right now you're in a very lucky cycle or fortuitous cycle. Fate is playing a role in things right now for whatever reasons, and it seems to me you're going to be able to roll with it. And the Anchor kind of is, saying this is kind of set in. This is a cycle you're in right now, and it's stable.
Yeah, I guess you're setting your anchor down in a bed of clover because it'll be lucky or fortuitous for you to stay there for a while and maybe, just dig on those vibes. And I think it harkens back to what I'm seeing there in the other reading too, that dual pull there, that this is just going to be a good cycle for you right now.
Yes, absolutely. I think this is wonderful. So,
I know somebody was talking about how there are so many different planets that are configuring in Capricorn right now, and that these are mostly really good prospects material-wise for a number of people. So hopefully a lot of us are going to be included in all that.
Also, one final comment for you, E.T., is when I'm looking at that Anchor card, I would just say to you that, maybe this is also telling you to use the fortune, good fortune, and luck and things that are happening right now to create a foundation, for future, for future success. And for success to continue and sustain. This is a period, where you could use that luck to good advantage, I think. And that's what we have for you. So I hope that helps. That was awesome.
Very nice. Thank you.
I know I'm probably not saying your name right. I'm sorry, Larabe. Eunice or Jonas? You are
Will
up.
my new startup be successful in 2020, and will I make money in January, February, or do I have to wait for a while?
Okay. Let's do a yes/no, and then let's
Best
throw
wishes,
a couple cards for January, February.
All right.
All right. You're welcome, E.T. Anytime at all. Do you want my deck or?
I got a deck here. Do you want to use this one again? We did okay
Sure.
with it, right?
Yeah. I might as well get used to seeing that one. Okay, we will see what we have for you. Uh-oh. Except he's dropping cards.
I dropped two, so I'm not going to read those.
Right, okay. It's usually when we drop one, we read the one we drop.
Here you go.
Okay. Well, this is, I would say, it's a nice thin deck, like I like. But the cards seem longer to me. They are longer, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they are a bit of a handful in that regard. So yeah, I brought some decks out from the 1990s. I will be exploring in the live streams ahead. But I really like this mango one a lot. I think it's very colorful and beautiful. So I may use it again on Thursday.
Are we doing this as a yes or no?
I think what we're doing first is a yes/no to see if it's successful. Yeah, and then we're going to draw, we'll try something else for the other. That's a pretty card.
That's different.
I know that's different, but I meant that one, the wand. It's a very interesting deck.
I like the color.
But I know why I gave it to you. Yeah.
It wasn't talking to you, I guess.
No, but I do love the colors. I really do. Okay.
Arabib?
It's a unit. It's
Larib?
Larabe Eunice.
Okay.
It's leaning
It's leaning
towards
towards
yes.
It's leaning towards your success that you're asking about.
But that is reversed. And what is that? That's the Two of Pentacles. Okay. It's the Two of Pentacles reversed, which means to me, do you want me to go ahead?
Go ahead.
That, you know, it may not balance out. I may not be all the success you were hoping for, or it really is going to kind of rock your world a little bit in that you're going to have a hard time juggling things for a while. It just seems like you're going to be very busy and, you know, it might put a lot of stress on you. There may be some financial stress at the beginning, but it looks like that it will be successful long term.
Yeah, successful long term. I think that sometimes businesses operate under differing parameters, and I think that success will be kind of indicated, but cash flow may be a little bit of a problem in the beginning at least. And so you may have to just really hunker down with that you'll be generating that kind of buzz and success. I see that with those two aces. But that in general, some of the cash flow things, you're just going to have to moderate some of spending or watch how that's working out.
I want you to shuffle these, and we're not going to cut them. I want to grab a card from the top and bottom.
All right.
So we're going to see now what January and February look like as far as financials go. We're going to draw a couple cards for you here and see what they say. Okay, so let's see. Well, okay, so for January, I have the Eight of Swords reversed. And February, the Princess of Wands upright. So it's not the queen, it's the princess. So that's the Page of Cups. I think
Thank
so.
you, Tarek.
So basically, in February or in January, Tarek.
No, this is
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right, Larabe. I'm sorry. In January, Larabe, it looks as though there's some inability to move forward. I feel that there's some being.
It's a little dodgy. I mean,
Yeah.
there might be, but it's sort of like baby steps in a way. Maybe.
It's a slow start.
It's a slow start in January.
But February, on the other hand, it seems like some good news, which means to me things that will make you very happy, which means to me that things start to look a lot better come February.
In February, I think, too, public sentiment is very good and maybe will translate into your business increasing in February.
Yeah, I think there's good news, and I think that it will make you it will make you consider the future looks bright. But we'll say nothing is easy. We always have obstacles. The mountains are here. And then one of Cyril Marchetti's new cards he added to the Lenormand, the bridge. So in other words, you're going to have to find, you're going to have to bridge, create a bridge across the mountains, across your obstacles. You're going to have to find solutions to problems with your startup. Maybe as things get going, you will recognize things that, oh, I need to do this now. I need to have that in place. I see this problem I didn't anticipate before. So there is going to be a little bit of that as you get your feet wet.
I'm actually thinking this is saying you are doing that. You will be doing that. That basically where you're going in your business will provide a sense of a lot of little obstacles or pitfalls that will come up, but your nature is allowing you to create the bridge to get over those, or that your attitude is can-do attitude.
Well, thank you for subscribing to Twitter, Tariq. I appreciate that because you will get our daily readings. We draw a card every day for the next day. It's our Tarot for Tomorrow readings.
Was it 2 or more that Kelly was talking about? Hi, Gina.
He added, oh gosh, I think it's, well, if you count the fact that he added an extra man and an extra woman card, Khalil, I think he added something like, let me see, it's 36. Doing my finger math. I think it's 7 or 8 cards. I think he added 8 cards.
You do not miss today. We probably have time to get to you, Gina.
Hey, Jenna, we will put you on the list. Absolutely. Welcome.
Welcome.
And let's see. So yeah, and they're very, I think the cards all make sense to me what he added. I'm very fascinated working with them now. At first I was kind of a little, should I read for people with these cards? But I'm like, why not? It just seems like they fit very well. And so kudos to Cyril Marchetti for, thinking outside the box on an old school divination tool. So let me go through the list. Larabe, I hope that helped you, and I wish you success with your startup.
Yeah, let us know.
Do keep us posted on how things are going. And okay, we have next on the list is Claudia, and then Angel, Tariq, and then Jenna, who's joined us.
So Claudia.
Hey, Claudia.
I'm going to move to a different deck.
Oh, do you want me to use my
go ahead and
after
use your deck.
tarot for this one?
Claudia says, what kind of experiences triggered V into becoming a manipulative narcissist?
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
You're welcome, Jenna.
Oh, well, you're very welcome. We are going to be a business, and we do respect the people who charge, absolutely. But we will always be doing some free readings for everybody because we want to be helpful.
But we want to offer more in-depth readings for those who might be willing to, pay for that service.
Because it is work. It is work, and it can be trying. Some of the questions that we get, they're not all happy butterflies readings. And, we have to give people bad news. We feel some of the pain and the emotion that they're going through. So it can be rough. So we are also going to set up donations at some point during the year as well. But, we definitely want to provide things for free.
I think we have to focus a little bit on Claudia's question.
Okay.
Because it is an unusual question.
Well, no, we can definitely get some
sense of this?
Some sense of this through the cards. What might have been going through that person's head, what maybe turned them. Yeah, this is a different type of question, but certainly not something we can't look into here or try to. We'll just see if the cards can be clear on it.
There's the man.
Nope, our other cat has arrived. Cat Cam on Sunny. While I draw the cards for Claudia. Very interesting.
Oh, dear.
So I've got the Hanged Man reversed. I have the Star reversed. And I have the Two of Wands upright. So what does this mean? Do you want me to start? Or do you want to go?
Want to.
I'll give it a shot.
Go ahead.
I think the Hangman reverse, did this person maybe over time, became more self-oriented and egotistical and everything about them. And I feel that also they, they're not willing to, they're just kind of stuck on themselves right now.
They're very selfish.
They're very selfish. Yeah, and self-centered, I would say.
It may come from the fact that maybe they had an opportunity to try to change their behavior and they really didn't want to, and instead it kind of resolved them to continue to be more malignant in a way.
I feel some of this is because they've had some experiences or things that have happened to them that they perceive, really made them feel kind of disenchanted with life. They lost kind of hope in a way, and they're just feeling very kind of bitter, I would say.
Is there someone that they might have been trying or did have a relationship with, but they really wanted to dominate them and they weren't able to, and maybe they hate that person or that type of person or that situation? Somebody who decides that they hate all women because they can't get a date or something like that. I don't know.
Well, it seems as though some partnership or some kind of, what do we have? Okay. It seems as though some kind of partnership did not go the way they wanted it to. And
they wanted you to give up more than you were going to give up. And that's created some sort of malignancy in them. And that they're now really in some sort of downward spiral where they can't even see hope for themselves, let alone hope of repairing situations with people. Because if they are some sort of narcissist, they think they were the one that was wrong and they're not able to understand what they did. And I'm thinking, yes, there was a relationship that just really went kind of south with that because they couldn't really own you the way they wanted to. Before you. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm getting a beat on that for you.
Well, I'm not sure what this has to add. It's kind of interesting in my mind because it is one of Ciro's new Lenormand cards, along with an old one, the Anchor. And now we've got two cats. Sassy's going to give everybody a butt shot. There we go. We got her out of the way. The Dice card. And so what is the dice about? The dice is about gambling and risks. And the Anchor is about stability and kind of like staying put, things not changing. So I'm thinking this behavior, this reckless or risky behavior that you're seeing is kind of not going to change.
Right. What it's telling me is that this is a pattern.
It's a pattern.
They're stuck in a pattern. And so what these things were that might have applied to you, there are also things that happened to them before that they just keep going through relationships where they try to dominate them and then they end up, reneging on the relationship or trying to move away from it because in each of these relationships, the person more or less stands up to them and ruins their vision of the way the relationship should go, and they're unable to change.
Well, and Claudia, what may have happened before is that, basically this idea of something in this person's life had them lose all hope or, maybe faith in other people.
This is a question we could ask.
Had an influence on this. Do we see that here? Do you want to ask that as a yes/no quick?
Yeah, that's what
All
I'm
right, we're
thinking.
going to throw an extra reading at you, Claudia, but we got to get moving, so let's do that. I'm not sure I saw that necessarily in the cards, but I do think that some of this behavior, I know he was talking about this a lot at present, But I do think some of that behavior I was talking about, the abandonment of hope, the disenchantment with life, the not really trusting others, only trusting themselves, seems embedded from something that happened in their past. And, you know, from what I saw with the Lenormand, it looks like it's not about to change. Sassy is just not going to cooperate with you in the cat cam. And Sunny is just laying back, enjoying the show, off camera. All right, I want to... Okay. Oh, I cut...
Yeah, I shuffled already.
Then I want to count them.
All right. Go for it. Thank you, Jenna.
Whoa. Well, that's not... I know. No, I'm not necessarily picking that up here. We got 3 swords, though. 3 sword cards. One is the Ace of Swords. The other is the 5 of Swords reversed. And the other is the 10 of Swords reversed. Wow, I think I'll let you start.
Well, I think that this person's mom is probably one of their victims too. I was sort of wondering when you asked that question if that card with the 2 of Wands and the woman, if that sort of represented their mom's influence somewhere around them. I sort of felt that at that moment. And now I'm thinking like they've treated their mom probably just as badly. The mom may only be an influence in the sense of some sort of construct in their psychology that they built up, that they tell themselves they're doing this because mom wants it, but mom is just another person to them that they push around, that they're not fair to. Maybe they're trying to save themselves from that, but I think they've been on both sides of that with their mom.
This is a tough one for me because I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. I feel that there was a need for some great healing to occur, and possibly even something where amends needed to be made, some kind of reparation or some kind of apology, something left undone in this person's past that maybe is haunting them in some way. Almost get the feeling that they themselves may have been victimized in some way at some point, but I'm not picking up that it was necessarily the mother.
Yeah, I don't know about that for sure, but I do know, of course, that a lot of times it does seem that victimized people end up becoming
victimizers. Yeah.
It's not an excuse, but it just seems to be what happens.
No, it's no excuse whatsoever, because as many victims become victimizers, there's victims who never become victimizers, you know? And so I never use that as an excuse. We have choices. We have choices that we can consciously make on how we take our pain and suffering and what we do with that. And I sense this person missed an opportunity for healing.
Traditionally, men have more of a role with making their sons be like them in that regard. So it's maybe more likely that, and that maybe somehow the mom's influence is that she's a codependent as well. And so she just basically supported the father's treatment of everybody involved.
It could be the dad. I can't say for certain, Claudia, but there's definitely something from the past involved. So that's what we have for you right now. We've got to move on, but I hope that has given you a little bit more insight or things to think about, because that's what the tarot, does best, is give us all things to examine and think about more deeply. Okay, hey, Angel, you are up, and then will be Tariq and Jenna. And thanks for the comments about our cats, Jenna. They are adorable. We love them dearly. And, you know, they can come
You're
on the
welcome.
table and
Claudia,
participate
you're welcome.
in our stream anytime they want. You're very welcome, Claudia.
We couldn't stop him, to be totally honest.
Wait a minute. Hey, Claudia, are you still here?
Yes.
I did not do a Lenormand for you, and I feel like I should. Even though we gave you an extra reading, I like to throw the Lenormand.
Okay, so we're going to do a Lenormand real
Quick Lenormand for Claudia while Angel gets her question together. Okay.
Risky.
Wait a minute. Did I draw that already? I did draw the Lenormand on this, didn't I?
Maybe.
I did. Well, guess what came up? Didn't I get the dice, or was
You
that
got
for the
dice
previous?
before, yeah.
Anyway, we've got the dice again, and we've got the whip. And it's like, you know, this person could act out, is what I'm getting from it, in a rather aggressive manner. So, you know, it might be somebody that you're best let them be, you know, in their own little universe for a while, because I don't trust their behavior. Seems like it's rather aggressive. I don't know if that has the ring of truth to you, but be aware of that.
Alrighty. And we have our question from Angel.
Here to help me soon with my current health and housing situation. So you're looking for help and assistance, and let's see where that can come from. Do you want to use your deck?
I could.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead with my Rider-Waite.
Okay. Oh, wow, that's not good. Not good. The library at the university. I am a librarian, so that kind of hits me. Don't like to see that libraries are such peaceful places. So where we should be just seeking knowledge and not engaging in destructive behavior. That's unfortunate. Well, you take care of yourself, Claudia. That's what counts. That person is going to have to take care of themselves. Okay. Okay. I think we should throw 3 for this, not do a yes. Well, I think the good news is, Angel, if you know, I think if you seek it out, it can be there for you. There is this one caveat. There's the 2 of Wands, and it's reversed. And I think it's basically just saying that right now things have been not looking that great. You feel that, you know, you're not in a very good position right now at all. I think this is speaking directly towards your situation. You may need to seek somebody else who can help you manage money or finances, or maybe help you find a job. That might be the case here with this person. And it looks as though something is going to happen. There's going to be some movement, some forward movement, which is possible. And you know, this is a knight card, and we like to think of a knight in shining armor, you know, somebody coming into the rescue. This could be this person here.
Well, I think that the 2 of Wands reversed also indicates to me that some of this is about some planning, and that you probably need to do a little bit more planning, look into the paperwork aspects of how you can apply for the help or the situations you need. But I'm thinking it's more of a paperwork kind of thing right now, so you just need to dig in a little bit and figure out what are the agencies you need to contact or the persons you need to contact. But in general, I do feel that there's something that is there once you can get through with that. And that also, too, it'll probably happen a little bit on the sooner side. I sort of feel like it has a momentum about it, that once you get that chain rolling, it probably will.
Yeah, I think this is a positive, overall, a positive reading for you, that help could be on the way. But, you know, we can't always sit back and wait for that to happen. We have to open the door to those opportunities to make it happen. So, you know, just know that there is help for you out there. It's definitely in the cards. I have the Fox, and I have the Lilies. Now, the lilies and the fox is a really interesting combination to me in a way, because the fox is all about craftiness and cleverness and being sly and trying to use your talents to, improve yourself. Whereas the lily, too, is showing a little bit of maybe, a maturation process that needs to take place here. Sometimes you have to, this situation, I think, to me, that you're going through right now is growing you up in some way, is making you learn some tough lessons. And out of it, you're going to become a much stronger, a wiser person, somebody who's going to be able to handle life's ups and downs with a little bit more flexibility.
Yeah, this seems to tell me that you don't have a lot of other support. You don't have people that maybe can help you with certain things that you need. And so a lot of this is really what you are going to have to do yourself. But I do see that what it tells me is, like Banshee said, that you do have a clever resolve in a way, or I'm saying that. And it is a matter of just basically kind of letting that kind of take in on you, that this is, no longer, youthful indiscretions. You pretty much have to figure out how to do these things. But I'm pretty confident you're going to do it. You might just need to get some advice from some other people.
And as I look at and combine some of these cards I'm seeing here together, the King of Pentacles and the Lilies, I would say that maybe possibly help is going to come from somebody older than yourself, somebody who's maybe more knowledgeable and has a lot of experience behind them. So I kind of am looking at that as a possibility here.
All right, and we were also saying hi to Dr. Victor has joined us again.
Oh,
Hi
Dr.
there.
Victor's here again. Welcome, Dr. V. I will put you on the list, and I will let you know where you are in just one moment. So here's what we have so far. So that's what we have for you. I hope that helps. And check back with us, next time. See what we have. Here, these are yours. Okay, so here is the remainder of the list we have. It's Tariq is next. So you can write your question, Tariq. And then Jenna and Dr. Victor. So you came at the right time, Dr. Victor. There's just 2 people in front of you.
You're very welcome. Let us
Wishing
know how
you
things
the
go.
best, Angel. We'll
Come
be
back
thinking
and let us
about
know.
you.
This is a hard time right now for some of this stuff, but it still is opportunities. Mostly you just need to have information and mentoring, so you just need to find the right people that can help you, guide you. Their agencies are making it more difficult right now for people.
Oh. Okay, that's an interesting question, Tariq. So
Okay.
let's do the 4-card one I like to do in this case, where we
Okay.
do 2 for one job, 2 for the other. And read them together, and then we'll pull the Lenormand to see what we get. Okay, Tariq, we will see what the cards have to say about this dilemma. So I'm also sharing my tarot haiku on Twitter and Facebook. That's on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I've gone through the entire major arcana, and I'm working on the minor arcana now, which is we're doing the 5s in the minor arcana. And haiku is an interesting form of poetry that's very short. It's perfect for Twitter. I call it the Twitter of poetry, actually. And I've made haiku for every card in the tarot, so I'm sharing that with everybody on the pages twice weekly. Okay, so let's see what we get. Wow. Well, I don't know if I have a perfectly clear answer here. Maybe I do. Okay, so the first part you got worked with already applied to a company in the process of completion. So basically, this I was doing for the old company first, or wait for the other job offer. So for the first, should you wait for the old company?
You have a Queen of Swords?
Yes, it's the Queen of Swords, upright. And it's the Magician reversed. And then I have for the waiting, what is this one? Accept the outcome of another, the other job
Bye,
offer.
Claudia.
Take care, Claudia. I have the Four of Swords for the other, waiting for the job offer, which is interesting to me. And then the Nine of Wands upright. So this is an intriguing dilemma here, I feel. On the one hand, we have the Queen of Swords, which is saying to me that, you know, this is a logical choice for you to go back to the old job, it seems to me. But the only question I have is, are you really using your talents to your best abilities on this job? Are you getting enough from this place of employment to want to stay there? That's the question you have to ask yourself. What do you feel?
And I'm getting some really interesting thoughts here because I get the feeling like at the old company, there was a person who you really liked. They were very fair. They were pretty much reasonable and logical in the right way. They weren't overly fair to some people. They were fair to everybody the same way. But there was also another person that you did like that well, and that person tried to subvert your authority or tried to subvert your job duties. And if it's not exactly like that, then I do get the feeling too that maybe there is that sense of not feeling like you had the control you needed there. Maybe it wasn't an external, but maybe it was just the system, and you weren't really getting what you wanted there, which is why you ended up not being there.
So you may have had three parts to this question I'm seeing from what you're writing there. But I'm going to attack the other part here. Wait for another job offer. And I would say here, this is a card of waiting in a way and holding back and maybe recovery or stepping back from things of some sort. And then you have the Nine of Wands reversed. And I'm kind of thinking like waiting is not to your advantage, is what this is telling me. So I would say waiting for another job offer is not to your advantage. But I'm going to throw two other cards because are you saying, Tariq, that a company you applied for to called you to work with them? All right, so there is another company? Could you answer that yes or no?
Yeah, I think that's what they're getting at is that they believe they're going to get a nibble from this other new company.
Yeah, no, there's another one.
He says, yeah.
So I'm thinking, I just drew cards for that job and I wanted to see what that said. This is interesting. I have the Princess
out.
of Pentacles, which says, yeah, the news could be good from this company that
Hold
they
out.
want you, I think. But the other thing
There's
is,
some timing logistic kind of situation, like they can't hire you right now.
I don't know. This is the Ace reversed. And I'm wondering if those financial benefits will really be to your advantage with this company. Will it really work for you materially? Is it a better offer? Weigh everything carefully, you know, with what you want to do. I think there's some definite positivity to this job offer that you're speaking of, or these people that want you to work for them. So now you just have to decide, I think, if it's more advantageous for you to go back to, you know, the old job or to move on to the people that want you. Because I think waiting for another job offer is not what I see here. So let me see if the Lenormand can clarify this a little bit for you. And we are going to stop our readings with after Dr. Victor. So that way we're sure we're going to be able to get everybody in who's here.
And end on time.
And end on time. Woohoo! So let's see what I have.
Hi, Smiling Soul.
Well, I'm not sure this is clearing this up other than the fact that, you know, I think you're going to have to decide which one is really better for you. This is the wishing well, and it's the card of what are you really hoping to gain from this? That's what you have to sit down. What really appeals to you the most? What really inspires you? Where do you see yourself at? And I think that is the obstacle to surmount here is you yourself have to decide where you really want to be because you have, I think, two very good choices here.
I guess that's what I'm seeing too is that it is a matter of really, you know, deciding for yourself what it is you're looking at.
Yeah.
But that either way, I do get the feeling like there's a certain amount of work or preparation or things to consider to get there. It's not going to be smooth necessarily.
Well, Smiling Soul, we'll see if we have any time left at the end. I'm not ruling anything out. It's just that I want to make sure I get everybody in that we have on the list, and we'll see what time we have left.
Okay, so
Yep.
Tariq, that's probably what we have for you today. So good luck.
Good luck, and I certainly would love to hear back and see how things turned out for you, Tariq. And Jenna, you are up. It is your turn. Well, don't be too confused. I think the answer's in you. I think you know what you are most suited for here. It seems to me, you know, if there is some question, if you really are feeling that divided on what to do, then that may be saying it is time to move on to the position where they want you. Maybe it is time to do that and to, because if nothing else, it might give you better experience. It might be a different stepping stone. It's working with new people. So, maybe that's what you want at this time. So I think the answer's within you to decide between the two. I think the tarot today was just telling us that these are two pretty comparable choices. So what do you want to do? And sometimes the tarot is just like that. I'm sorry, Tariq. But you know what? Feel free to, ask a similar question again, in our next stream. I don't know when this decision is coming up for you, but we'll be here Thursday night.
And that was the shadow cam. Shadow was being...
Well, Tasneem, I'm not sure we can add you. I will throw your name down there, but I'm not sure at this point.
You're welcome.
You may have to join us next time. So, but Jenna, I'm waiting on Jenna to see if she's still here. You're next, Jenna. We'll give you a moment. Oh, there you are. Okay, all right, let's see what we have.
Hope to see you again, Tess.
Okay. Do you want to do a yes, no on that one?
Sounds okay.
Great. Oh, I've got a little cat whisker. Fell off. It must be Sassy's.
You're welcome, Jenna.
You're welcome, Jenna. We love what we do.
And you're going to count.
I am. My slippery deck.
And this is our 3 aces method of yes or no's, where we look for 3 aces within or less than 36 cards, 39 cards, 13 in each pile. I learned it many years ago, probably over 40 years ago.
Well, I will say that our answer right now is leaning towards no. Now, you were asking talk to you again or eventually after leaving space. So this is not a definite no. Let me just qualify that right away. You have the Ace of Swords
like right now,
upright.
Sure.
Yeah. We're going to get into the whys of this. There is the 9 of Cups reversed. And this is the 10 of Wands upright. So what does this tell me? This tells me, like you said, the person is very busy right now. Well, then it's no surprise to me that I got the 10 of Wands upright.
Yeah, they're really...
This is somebody who's carrying a lot of stuff on their shoulders right now,
burdens,
whether it's mentally,
problems.
physically. They're dealing with a lot right now, and maybe they're trying to process what you've told them. And the 9 of Cups reversed is just telling me you want this to happen. I know you do, but it seems like it is not the right time. This isn't
For
going to
them,
happen
yeah.
for you right now. So maybe I do agree with the fact. I think what the cards are telling me that yes, you need to give this person space and see how it goes. That's not necessarily going to make it happen, but I think if you push the issue now, it's definitely not going to happen.
And I don't know anything else, but I do feel too that this person is very unhappy right now, or has a bit of unhappiness. I don't know that it's based on sorrow, but it just seems like there are some things that make them very unhappy at the moment, and they would rather just sort of deal with it on their own. They're just not
Or they're
really
dealing with a lot of stress right now.
Yeah.
I feel that with the Ten of Wands upright. A lot on their plate.
So we're going to pull the Lenormand.
Yep. Well, that's been coming up a bit, eh?
Which one?
The Wishing Well.
Oh, yeah.
The wishing well is here, which sometimes relates to health, but it often relates to wishes once again. And I feel like, right now, there's the maze. And in order for you to achieve your wish, I think people have to work through stuff. They're confused. They're still trying to find where they want to be or stand on something. The maze is kind of confusion. So in order for you to get what you desire, I think some confusion still has to be dispelled. I think that they have to find their own way through this.
Yeah, it may be that at the end of what the metaphor of the maze is really finding your way through something that's difficult. There may be that idea that more of your wish or contentment will come through, but you pretty much got to push yourself through that maze. So I'm looking at it a little bit from the other way around, but
Yeah. So, take it as it comes right now. That's all I would say to you. You have done what you could, so maybe now the time is just to, if you're communicating with the person on some level, even if it's very light, keep it that way. And don't push the envelope right now. It just let time, heal what needs to be healed here.
okay, yeah. So they're probably just commiserating, and they have a lot on their plates right now.
Yeah, I think that's definitely that, really showed up here in the cards, Look up the Ten of Wands if you want validation of that, because the Ten of Wands is all about stress and burdens and feeling a bit overwhelmed. So that's what I picked up immediately.
Literally feeling like you're not
Yeah.
free to do what you need to do.
Yeah. So that's what we have for you, Jenna. Thanks
Alrighty.
for waiting
Thank you,
and
Jenna.
joining us. And hey, Dr. Victor, you are up. So we'll take a question from you now. And then, Tess, we're going to try to squeeze you in if you're still here. And if not, we'll move on. Oh, hey, Mermaid. How are you?
Hi, baby.
Maybe soon. Give it time and see what happens there, Jenna. I don't know if we'll be able to get to you, Mermaid, but we will see. Okay. What's your
Dr.
question,
Victor, go
Dr.
ahead.
V? Go ahead and write it up. You want to use the deck?
Sure. I'm going to go back to my Adrian.
We are doing great. We're fine. I'm going back to work tomorrow. Sigh.
Excuse me.
But other than that, and it's time to go back to work. I've been off since the Friday before Christmas and having a great time relaxing at home, getting some projects done. It's been really good. Been very healing, rejuvenating time for me. But all good things must come to an end. And I don't say that, with a bad taste in my mouth towards work. I'm looking forward to going back to work. It's time.
Dr. Victor, we need your question.
Yeah, Dr. Victor, what's your question? Still not seeing it?
I'm going to check to see if they already wrote it. I don't think so.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I got to do a little bit of laundry myself today. One of our cats kind of, well, how should I say this? Had a little accident, kind of threw up on a blanket. So I'm going to have to do a little cleaning myself. Dr. Victor, we need your question. Do you have one today? maybe you don't. I'm going to give you just another minute and we have to move on, Dr. V. That is true. That is true. And the benefits and all of that. Yep. Of course, if I could win the lottery. Anyway, just kidding. Okay, Dr. V, last call. I can't wait much longer. You posted it?
Let's see.
Let's see. I don't know. For some reason, I'm going way back and I'm not seeing it. I'm back to 301 and I'm not seeing it. Good evening, happy weekend. Okay, I see that.
No, we don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see a question.
Try to type it in real quick.
Yeah, type it in real quick, Dr. V. I mean, I'm seeing everything else you're writing here, but I don't see the question. Yep, we got 10 minutes left. We'd like to fit everybody in if we can. Wow, Sassy has just stayed here the whole time. Yeah, thanks for checking, Smiling Soul. I thought, did I miss it? But I'm not seeing it at all. Jenna, you're very welcome. We really appreciate everybody coming today, making the show so lively, and also chatting so great with each other and boosting each other, motivating, inspiring, and helping each other out.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, for your wife. Okay. Okay, well, let's see. Yeah, it is true. It's hard to go back through the chat and try to find the questions, too. That's why, hold the questions till your turn, because we can't always find them. Was I? Yeah, I was supposed to. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is a 2020 reading for their wife.
Yep. Let's do the 2020 feeling with the wife, and then we'll do a quick
so is that
outcome on the other.
4?
3.
Alrighty. What do we got?
Well, we have the 2 of Wands upright. We have the Judgment card upright. And we have the Knight of Discs reversed. And the Knight of Discs reversed, that's interesting. There may be a little bit of a downturn with, I don't know if your wife works. There may be a little bit of downturn with money and finances in this year ahead. Some bills that may come up. Or, she ought to watch her health a little bit too. Just guard against any kinds of things that could cause some out-of-the-pocket expenses.
Well, I'm wondering, too, if they have a similar situation to you in that they're trying to get into different jobs and they're sort of having, different situations with that, questions about which jobs. But I am getting the feeling like there is maybe the possibility that they, too, could be looking for or changing jobs.
Well, and this could be about education as well, that there could be some difficulties faced there. I think this is going to be a very pivotal year in some way for your wife. Judgment upright is kind of a heavy-hitting sort of card in that, there's a lot of karmic things, if life has been, if she's been living right and well and doing things well, then I think, rewards are due this year for effort in some way. She'll see the results of her work that she's put out for better or worse in this year.
And I don't know why, but I'm just getting one of my little bit of a flash, and I'm wondering if they have concerns about a relative of theirs that they're wondering about their health or their personal situations. But I do get the feeling like maybe there's also a concern about that, and that they're just wondering about somebody that they may have to reach out and give them some help.
And finally, we do have the Two of Wands, which indicates to me, I mean, it's great for partnerships. It's great for business. It's great for maybe, even starting your own business. This is definitely some new project or enterprise or something new that can flourish and grow. There's definitely some growth here. This is a pivotal year. I think your wife is going to have a very important year in 2020. And it looks to me that it could relate to finances and something growthful, something that will bring growth and positivity into her life.
Yeah, I would
I'm
have
going
to
to
agree
drop
with
the
that.
Lenormand on that.
And smiling so, I'm a veteran of many, many, many turkeys, and I can tell you that they are nearly automatic. If you do your basic work, all you have to remember is that somewhere maybe in that last hour, 45 minutes of cooking, put some tin foil over the top so that that breast, that big thing doesn't over dry, because that's the last thing anybody wants, is to have a too dry breast in the turkey. But they really are pretty automatic. You just stick those suckers in there at the right temperature and wait.
So, also for your wife, I see here that we have the clouds and we have the home. And I would say there might be some depressing conditions in the home right now, like something very unsatisfactory there, either with the living conditions, the home itself, where she lives. So I think that maybe that needs there might be some changes afoot there. So to clear that up, that's one thing that's coming to my mind for this next year
Yeah, and
specifically.
maybe that she just has some concerns about your home situation. Like maybe she would favor some more work around the house that kind of beautifies it. Something different with flowers or arrangements or new paint for some of the rooms or something like that. I'm getting the feeling that that could be happening there with your wife.
How interesting that you said that, Victor, Dr. Victor, because, when you get the Pentacles card reversed like this, that could indicate leaving something behind like that.
Yeah, it could. Yep.
So, the Knight, that's a card of movement. And in this case, it's movement away from, something financial. But it looks like there's going to be something better. I really do think this Two of Wands indicates something much better in store. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I feel like this is that year, like I said earlier, that there are some changes in employment for them.
So we are going to fit everybody here on the list and stop it at that. Dr. V, I see you had a question about what will be the outcome of your pre-employment form. Let's see, I'm going to do quick 3 cards on that. We're not going to do a Lenormand, but I'll throw 3 cards on that because it's like an extra question. Want to shuffle?
Yeah.
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 Well,
And we want to thank everybody once again for coming. And also remember, this year is our year. We're going to be doing more new programming. We hope to do more worldly questions from the objective point of view that we're like. There's so much going on in the world right now that we feel the success of our
Yes.
Brexit videos has buoyed us a little bit. We want to try our hand at some other prognostication.
Well, sometimes it's good to look at the bigger picture things. And, we all have worries about our world and society. And, it's okay to ask us some of those questions as well. Because, some people are worried right now about World War III, for example. So we're willing to try to keep it as unpolitical as possible and try to just see what the cards have to say. Okay, so let me see what I get here for Dr. Victor's question.
This was that other question.
Yeah. Well, I'm sensing, I don't know if it's going to be successful. It seems like there's a possibility, but I am not sure. What do you think?
How was that question worded again?
Do you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Should I have done a yes, no?
Not necessarily. What I think though
What will be
is
the
that
outcome?
to some degree there's a person there who maybe is a little bit not exactly on your side. It's not that they're unfair, but they don't really have a good reason to really favor you. So there may be something you have to do with that, if that's possible, even.
I feel that I'm looking at these cards here. So is this pre-employment thing? I take it that there might be competition for this position, or something. I'm almost sensing here that they may go with somebody from their past.
Yes, I see that a little bit too.
You know, because there's this influence of the Six of Cups, which is about the past and things from the past. And so I almost get the feeling here that there may be somebody else for this position that they may want, if that makes sense to you and is possible. So I'm not sure. It's kind of an uphill battle. I'm not going to give you a definite no on that, but I'm thinking it's leaning towards no.
I think that sounds right.
And that's what we have for that question, Dr. V. And I hope you join us again. Yeah, good luck. Good luck with this anyway. Just because the tarot says leaning towards no doesn't mean it can't turn around either. Hey, Tess, do you happen to be still with us, Tess? If you are, we can take a question from you. I can't do one right now, Dr. Victor. Sorry, we have to move on because we're going into overtime right now. Our apologies. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Well, and join us again.
So I guess that's pretty much it.
Okay, so Tess is not here. What about Mermaid? Shall we do Mermaid and finish up?
Okay.
Hey, Mermaid, do you have a question for us? And that's it. That will close out our day. I see Khalil was asking a question there. I don't know if that was for the cards, but we're not going to answer that one this time.
Love General.
Love General. Okay, let's see what's going on. We'll do that real quick for you here and call it a day. You're welcome, Mermaid.
You're welcome.
Sassy is just like totally in her element here, it seems like. You know, this little table runner we have has so much cat hair on it.
It's almost time for a new one.
Indeed. Well, to wash it. Or to use a lint brush on it. Okay, Smiling. We will see you Thursday. Take care.
Bye, Smiling Soul. Thanks for coming.
All right, Mermaid. General reading. Love. All right, so right now we have the Two of Wands reversed. We also have the Moon upright. And we have the Six of Swords reversed. Well, I'm getting the feeling nothing is happening right now with love. It's not going anywhere at any rate. If you are involved in a relationship right now, if you're not, I think that is yet to happen. Maybe, I don't know if you've been recently, I can't remember. Have you recently been involved in a relationship that did not work out? Because it does look like that here a little bit, that if anything happens at all, it would be very short term and not very successful.
I think that there's been some hanging threads or whatever from a previous relationship. It may not be the most previous relationship, but I think there's something hanging from something that happened previously. It may have some aspects of a little bit of gossip or slander, just like certain things being said that just are still hanging in that air over there, and that to some degree that maybe leaves reputational stuff on the line for various people, and you may feel like you're in rocky waters trying to navigate back from that, but that in general you're just sort of like maybe slightly turned off really to the dating scene or the relationship scene because just your experiences have been a little bit more substandard. They've just been a little bit more gossipy or not as fruitful as you would have liked.
Yeah, the Moon is the interesting card here because the Moon is kind of about things under the surface or things not being revealed. So I think that, this is a time that you're going to be more inward than outward. And, maybe your relationship to yourself is more important right now than outward relationships. That I think that, you'll know when the time is right, but the time is not right at present.
Everybody has a gold standard, like, that the one that was, the flame or whatever they want to call that. And I get the feeling too that maybe sometimes you do think about somebody like that in your past, and that maybe there was something that was good on so many different levels that, of course, the idea that it didn't last is drama, but it's also sad. And so maybe sometimes you may possibly are still letting that color you in terms of expectations, and you just probably should just try to look at each new possibility as something different and better that you can work on, because you can never totally go back to the past.
Well, and it's really interesting that you say you've been dreaming. Oh, Mr. Casey, great to see you again. Enjoy, and we'll see you in the Twitterverse. Absolutely. Take care.
Bye.
And hey, Mermaid, what I also wanted to say is that you talked about your dreams there, and I have to say, I don't know, this has come up a few times here where people are talking about their dreams today, and I've been dreaming and remembering dreams for the first time in a while recently myself, so I don't know if there's something astrological going on that is making this happen, but I'll tell you what, my dreams have been pretty vivid lately myself. And full of drama. Some of them have been very short, but full of drama. So, interesting that I have this. I have the Bridge, which is a newer card in Ciro Marchetti's Lenormand. And I have the Heart. And so I think, you're going to have to maybe form some new connections in order to find somebody that will be your soulmate or somebody close to. I think this is a matter of finding connections.
It's a matter of time. I think that this
or
is just
through
saying,
connections.
I think this is just saying it is sort of in a sense a fate that you will find this bridge and cross this bridge. It just doesn't look like it's in the particular immediate future, but I don't think it's like you're never going to have it again. So it's just a matter of some time. I mean, maybe I'm sort of feeling like maybe more towards the summer you might meet somebody interesting.
Yeah, there's some journeying involved here still before you, encounter, an important relationship. So that's what we have for you, Mermaid. I'm glad we could fit you in, and we are done. We are a done deal, Mr. O.
We even had our hot cocoa.
We even had hot cocoa to celebrate my going back to work tomorrow. And want to thank everybody for joining us. And join us again on Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
You're very welcome.
You're very welcome, Mermaid. Nice to see you back.
Nice to see everybody.
Everybody. We enjoyed this immensely today. It was a great day.
We'll see you again on Thursday.
Yep. Take care. Bye-bye.